During my entire life, I was never into sports. When it came to playing basketball, football, volleyball, in our primary school, for example, I would never really care about locking in and actually, helping our team to win. Not because I wasn't necessarily bad at it. In fact, if I truly tried, I could have easily become an expert at it in like 6 months. But that's besides the point. I have really good genetics from my parents. It was just that sports were never really my priority in life. I never really saw the point in, striking a basket and making our entire team proud. Yeah, that just wasn't for me. Because you see, I kind of saw it as an addiction subconsciously. I know that that may be very harsh to say, but think about it. Every single time when you try to, for example, kick the football into the goal, it is still a gamble at the end of the day whether the ball actually arrives in the goal or not. And that outcome determines if your entire team is gonna be mad at you or happy for you. And so, every single time when we had a PE class and it was time to play basketball, for example, in our primary school, bro, the men in my class, they would absolutely annihilate me when it came to the results. But I didn't care back then. I had more important things to worry about in life. And so that eventually led me to get back onto self improvement in summer of 2023. And I started to improve my mental health tremendously. And as I fixed my attention span and my positive thinking, and as I learned to focus better, playing any kind of sport and getting into any kind of activity and solving anything became way more easier for me because I no longer had the brain fog inside of my head. And so naturally, by improving my mental health, my grades in school went up. I became better at talking to people. I became better at concentrating on the business work, for example. And so that also had a really nice side effect of making me better at playing sports. And you see, there was this one time, like 4 months ago, I think, when we were playing basketball in our middle school. And it was the best basketball game that I have played in my entire life. Like, not even close. Because during that singular basketball game, I struck the basket like 7 times in a row. I got 7 points for my team in that single game. And it was all amazing. Everyone was high fiving me. Everyone was saying how incredible I was. Yeah, but deep down, I was still remembering, I was constantly mindful of dopamine, of it being an addiction. I knew that personally, this was a really lucky day for me. And on a average day, I would be able to strike the basket like 2 to 3 times, but seven? Whoa, that was way out of the ordinary. So I still managed my dopamine. I didn't, succumb to the pressure. I didn't really, turn off my brain to enjoy the praise and all of the other stuff, whilst also not being mindful of the fact that it was just a better day and that worse days will come. Because you see, it was way easier for me to just turn my brain off and to just enjoy all of the gratification at that point. Because, to be fair though, I had earned it, but it wasn't going to last. Because I knew that the next time when we were gonna play basketball, I was gonna score less. And that in fact did happen. The next time that we did play basketball in class, I barely scored like 2 goals. And one of my female classmates, who praised me back then, she even said, "Oh, TR, looks like you aren't dropping as many baskets as yesterday." And I was like, okay. And I know it is part of female nature to always throw temptations at the masculine, but you get what I'm saying. And so, bro, let me tell you, whenever you experience a high dopamine activity, when you succeed at something that you weren't good at for most of your life, like for example, it was basketball for me, like I told you in this story, then you should learn how to Control your dopamine so that you don't become complacent when you get one of these successful days, so that you continue to be mindful about the fact that it is just a good day and that the worst day will eventually come. But I'm not saying it to, demotivate you. It is a good thing that you actually had this great day, because also there have to be ups and downs. But when the downs eventually come, you have to stay stoic about it. You need to remain like a rock, and you need to completely analyze what you did wrong and how you can improve. But if you experience the up, then you need to learn from it. You too need to completely, meticulously analyze the situation very hard. I suggest that you go grab your journal and that you completely rewrite the exact situation like it happened, like it was happening right before your eyes. You need to write every single thing that you did right. At what angle did you throw the basketball? When were your classmates when you were throwing? How did you get into such a good position when it was appropriate for you to throw the ball? These kinds of shallow details that matter a lot. You need to write it down and learn from them, even if you get an up or down. You need to do this journaling exercise every single time. Otherwise, you'll just be a complacent bitch. If you just allow the good times to consume you, and oh, the praise is all nice. Oh yeah, I'm the best. Nothing bad will ever happen to me. Or if you allow the self-doubt to consume you, I will never be a good basketball player. I barely managed to throw one basket. I will never be good physically. If you allow both of these thoughts to get over you, to win over your way of thinking, then you will be that complacent bitch, and you must escape this vicious cycle, because otherwise you won't get anywhere. And remember, we are men on self improvement. We are striving to become the best version of ourselves every single day. And the way that you do that is to be a timeless reader of life. You constantly read every single situation that life throws at you, and you analyze every single life advice, every single life experience, every single life lesson that you can get from those life situations, and you use them to prevent failure and mistakes in the future. Now you see how sports can be easily an addiction. You know, you chasing the goal can be, for example, you chasing that YouTube video that you've been wanting to watch like for the past, I don't know, few days, but not even enjoying it, just wanting to do it for the fact that it gives you some pleasure in life. Yeah. Now, I don't mean to disrespect like actual NBA players and other popular sportsmen, like for example Messi and other people like that. I'm sure that they are all great people with great lives. I'm just saying that sports aren't for me because they remind me of an addiction. I rather spend my energy on, for example, other activities that bring me fulfillment, like teaching you about self-improvement, for example, reading books, going to the gym. You get what I'm saying? And so, the way that you can manage your dopamine when the success comes and when the downfall comes eventually is that you do a good journaling session. Our good old friend journal is always here for you. You can always write your deepest thoughts in there. You can always rewrite the entire scenario like it happened, and you can meticulously analyze it on how you can improve. Go to the smallest nano details that you can think about and take any kind of life lesson from it. Like, oh yeah, I should have moved left right here. Oh yeah, I should have scored, god damn it. And around this time, what was I doing back then? Yeah, those kinds of life lessons, these kinds of realizations, they will push you forward. And this will work when you will have the ups periods also, because you can also improve the good scenarios too to become the best version of themselves. And this doesn't just apply to sports. It can be also applied to long-term work, like for example, you're working on your physical health, your online business, for example, your relationships, you can always analyze the entire journey once you already have the delayed gratification. And you can always say to yourself what you could have done better at it. Like, for example, you can say to yourself, oh yeah, I should have learned from this YouTube video. I should have said this and not that. I should have probably paid closer attention to my thumbnails. Or if you're really into fitness and you finally have a V-taper, which is really nice, then you need to analyze your entire fitness journey up to this point. And you have to think about all of the different mistakes that you've done in order for you to grow. Because the more that you understand yourself, the more that you can teach others and the more value you can give to them. And what is the best way to become rich? It is to give value to the outside world and to yourself also. Okay, so just remember, learn from the up periods when you're basically at your highest, when everyone is praising you. You need to still discipline yourself to do the journaling session and to analyze your entire progress which led to this point. And when you experience the down periods, your downfall, when you're at your lowest, when, everyone is saying how useless you are, how you're not as good as you were before, basically, you fell off, that's when you need to grab the journal even more when the success comes. And you need to analyze everything meticulously. And you need to determine what you could have done in order to actually succeed. Okay? So please leverage this powerful exercise whenever you get this downfall or upward period. It will truly save you from the grasps of dopamine. And lastly, I just want to tell you a funny story which happened on the same day actually. You see, on the same day, I went to the gym, and during the entire, you know, road that I was walking on to get to the gym, I had this fact in the back of my mind that, oh yeah, this was just a lucky day. But I don't want to disappoint my classmates again. The next PE session is in like 2 weeks. I have time to read books about basketball. And so once I was, at my gym and I was at my break, I was, researching the best books that I could read about basketball in order to not disappoint them. And I saw this one book. It was like Basketball for Dummies, and there were like 100 different exercises that you could use every single day to become a better basketball player in no time. And so I downloaded it, but I never opened it. And you know why? Because I realized that I had put an inauthentic desire onto myself. An inauthentic desire is something that is put on you by society. It is not your authentic desire. Your authentic desire is your purpose in life. And your purpose in life is an authentic activity that feels natural to you when you do it. And my purpose in life is to teach young men on self improvement, how to not make the mistakes like I have done, and how to become the best version of themselves in no time with the advice that I know now. That is my purpose in life. And when I downloaded that book, I put on an inauthentic desire. Like, yeah, sure. For the first like few days, I would have felt motivated, like, yeah, my dopamine was in the fucking sky. I could do genuinely anything. Of course, I would be able to master basketball, but after like few days, it wouldn't feel as nice as it would have been. Yeah, that's the power of inauthentic desires. That's like, for example, when you finally get a good grade from a test on a subject that you're not really good at, and are you think that, oh yeah, I can do anything. Look, guys, it's actually possible. I can master this subject. And suddenly, you find yourself studying for hours on end, not even enjoying the subject in the first place, but just doing it because you don't want to disappoint your teacher. That was exactly what I was doing. And I know that I wouldn't be, fulfilled whilst doing it. Because you see, at the end of the day, if I didn't score those 7 basketballs, my PE teacher would have still given me an A on my report card. So there was no reason for me to make him proud once again. So I just said, fuck it. This won't fulfill me in the long run, but becoming a better YouTuber. So I rather focused on that. And that is also a side effect that will affect you. If you let dopamine take control of you, you will become someone that won't fulfill you. You will become the inauthentic version of yourself. And that's not what we want. If you want to join a clan full of timeless readers of life, just like you, who are becoming the best version of themselves, who will be your healthy competition, and with whom you can form blood bonded relationships with, they will literally support you and give you advice, no matter what, because they love you, then you can join our Discord clan in the description. I know that if you're watching this video almost 16 minutes in, that I know that you have way more potential than you think you have. I know that you'll find your place in there because you're actually willing to take action on the stuff that I teach you in this video. And I know that you're destined for success, to become the best version of yourself. So please, let us guide you on the path of success. You can like the video, you can subscribe if you like, join the email list in the description, and get yourself a free ebook about mindfulness. Comment on which part of the video you liked the most, and which part of the video you will implement in your daily life. Don't forget to join the clan, you're still invited. Don't forget to do the journaling session. I'm watching you. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you